Okay. My name is Emily, and this is my audience for today. Good evening, everyone. I want you to imagine you just finished a grueling class, having many hard rounds back to back. The sweat is dripping off of you as you walk to your car, and then you notice an itchy red patch on your arm. You think nothing of it, chalking it up to mat burn or something of the sort. What began as a small rash is an infection that will put you out for weeks. Today, we'll explore how and why these infections happen, but more importantly, how we can prevent them in order to stay healthy on and off the mats. First off, why should we pay attention? Jiu-Jitsu is a close contact sport, constantly having other people's skin pressed against yours and having other people's clothes exposed to your skin. Every time your skin is exposed to the mat, gis, or other people's skin, there's potential for microbes to spread. In 2021, the CDC estimated that nearly half of all contact sport athletes report at least one skin infection every year. The most common infections are tinea corporis, also known as ringworm, impetigo, and methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, also known as MRSA. Ringworm isn't an actual worm, despite what I thought when I got it for the first time in elementary school. It's actually a germaphobia fungus that thrives in warm environments. It shows up as a scaly-shaped patch that can flare up anywhere you sweat. In 2018, a Journal of the American Academy of Dermatology study found that 25% of grapplers will develop ringworm in their careers. Impetigo presents as honey-colored crusts and tiny blisters. It's more common in children, but adults are definitely not immune. It's usually caused by the bacteria strains Staphylococcus aureus and Streptococcus. Several reviews published between 2019 and 2021 emphasize increasing bacterial resistance to common impetigo treatments, such as macrolides, showing that new strains are popping up faster than doctors can create treatments. MRSA earns its reputation because it resists many common antibiotics. Infections look like spider or mosquito bites at first, usually looking like red, swollen, and tender bumps, but they worsen incredibly quickly. When left untreated, MRSA is definitely the most dangerous of the infections I've talked about. While the other two infections are itchy and uncomfortable, MRSA can lead to necrosis, which is tissue death, bone and joint infections, sepsis, pneumonia, and in cases left untreated for long periods of time, there is a risk for amputation and death. In 2017, a study in clinical infectious diseases showed athletes with skin abrasions were 6 times more likely to contract MRSA. Now that we know the common culprits, how do they spread? They spread primarily through direct skin-to-skin contact, but mats, gis, and belts harbor pathogens as well. In 2021, the National Athletic Trainers Association tested jiu-jitsu and wrestling mats and found pathogenic organisms on up to 60% of surfaces at any given time. Sharing your equipment with your friends or waiting to take your shower after class only raises the risks. Prevention of these infections is a team effort. Everyone needs to do their fair share by showering immediately as possible after training with an antimicrobial soap, along with keeping their fingernails trimmed short to avoid creating those small scratches that harbor infections. Along with that, keeping your equipment clean is just as important. Wash your gis and rash guards in hot water after every class and dry on high heat to kill spores. Inspect your skin daily for redness, bumps, or rashes. If you spot anything suspicious, don't go to class and seek medical attention. It is also important for the academy owners to disinfect mats between classes using an EPA-registered product that's effective against bacteria, fungi, and viruses. If it isn't a policy already, encourage your instructors to make an announcement about proper hygiene and cleaning etiquette. Let's say you're doing all the right things, but that one guy who goes to work right after class without showering contracts one of these infections and it spreads to you. Fungal infections like ringworm respond to topical treatments for 2 to 4 weeks, and you should continue the treatment for 1 week past visible clearance. Bacterial infections like impetigo and MRSA may respond to a topical treatment, but often MRSA needs systemic antibiotics to be effectively treated. To finish off, skin infections shouldn't be the reason why you can't train. By combining smart personal hygiene, competent mat and equipment care, and prompt medical care, you can protect yourself, your training partners, and the integrity of the gym you train at. Let's keep the mats safe, our gis fresh, and our bodies free from infection. Thank you, and train safely.